Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news and what's going on in the press. So reportedly the media has just reported that reportedly now, well, what I've just seen, reportedly another injury concern has come up. So reportedly Manny and Fellani, Solskjaer himself has confirmed it, that Manny and Fellani is going to be out 3 to 4 weeks currently with a calf injury, and Solskjaer is sad to see this. So Fellani is potentially out 3 to 4 weeks with a calf injury, as it has potentially, confirmed. Obviously, there's been speculation, going on in the media that potentially he's one of the likely players that are likely, to leave Manchester United. Reportedly, Solskjaer is open to selling Manny and Fellini because he has been here since 2013. This is his sixth season now in the process. He's gone on to make over 150 odd appearances, Manny and Fellini. As we all currently know, we paid £27 million for him in the David Moyes era, since in 2013. But I do see him getting sold. Reportedly there's been a few teams interested in the player. I think he's had offers from China. I think AC Milan have also been interested. I think Porto have also been interested in Manny and Flaney as well. But I just don't see how he fits in this new regime at Manchester United. Just don't see how he fits in this system now at Manchester United. He doesn't complement our midfield, Manny and Flaney, because he's very, very slow and very, very static. As we all know, he's just like Matic, very, very slow. But Matic is a better footballer and he's dramatically improved under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I'm too quite fair. As Nemanja Matic's distribution's improved, he's looking more effective in his passing and he's galloping forward more. Is Matic. So to be fair, Nemanja Matic has dramatically improved under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So reportedly, Fellaini's out 3 to 4 weeks with a calf injury. So reportedly now this injury has occurred, the scenario has changed. With Scott McTominay, because potentially Scott McTominay has hardly played this season, as we all know. Potentially, it did say reportedly Man United were in talks with Celtic of getting him out on loan, Scott McTominay to Celtic. Reportedly, there has been talks about that. But reportedly now that this Fellaini injury has come up, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has ruled out selling, getting rid of Scott McTominay this month. So reportedly now, due to this Fellaini injury, Scott McTominay probably will be staying at the club, this month. Will McTominay maybe might even get a new contract or something like that, as I said. But that's just been confirmed in the media that Manny Fellaini suffered a calf injury and he's going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks. It also did confirm, obviously, I still think players are going to leave, and obviously Chris Smalling and Marcus Rojo are still injured, as we all currently know. Sanchez has recently been injured, as I currently said, but he confirmed he went back in training, so he actually could feature for the Brighton game. It's likely he won't start. He probably will be on the bench, to be quite honest with Alexis Sanchez. As I said, potentially Pogba and Matic did not train on Wednesday, as it did confirm, because both their wives had given birth, as he currently said. So that's the potential, latest news to update you with. And potentially it's also confirmed as well in the media that's been mentioned in the press today about I discussed with you about this last year. I think he's called Nuam Emran. Is it Airman's youngster? He's 16 years of age. I think reportedly Man United are on the verge, or Manchester United have signed this player. It did reportedly say Man United are going to pay a compensation fee of around £900,000 or something like that for the player. But he's only 16 years of age. He's an Airman's youngster. As I said, I don't think he's actually made his senior debut yet, but reportedly it did say Juventus and Paris Saint-Germain were interested in him as well. But reportedly Man United are on the verge or have completed the signing for the player. He's only very, very young. His prime is 16 years of age, so potentially will be an upcoming future, as we all currently know. So he's being talked about, and we have to reportedly pay a compensation fee of around £900,000 for the plane. Is called Nuam Emran or something like that. He actually was mentioned last year, so potentially there's been news, going on about it in the media, as I said. But as I said, so far looking very, very good under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. 6 wins out of 6, as I currently said. He has beaten Sir Matt Busby's record, he's the first manager to win his first 6 games, so he has potentially beaten Sir Matt Busby's record. Well, potentially 5, we won 5 in the league, 1 in the FA Cup, 3 clean sheets, 17 goals scored, as I currently said. And Solskjaer, I think, is going to elevate this team forward, to be quite honest with you. And I think Solskjaer is restoring, Alex Ferguson's techniques, to be quite honest with you. He's got the motivation in the team. He's got the confidence in the team, and I think he can elevate this team, to the higher level. Can Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and obviously we're definitely in the shout, for the top four, finish, this season. We're definitely in the mix, and that's what we want to do. Get that top four this season, and then hopefully next season, we can build. We've created a flat platform. Solskjaer's going to build on that platform, and hopefully next season we can be up there competing with the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool and challenging for major honours. Hopefully as well. But I think he can elevate us to that higher level. Solskjaer obviously knows the chaplains of the club. He knows the culture of the club because he was a great player for 11 years. Don't forget, was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer under the Alex Ferguson era, scored loads and loads of goals, scored in the 1999 final. Obviously, he knows some of these players from the reserve team because he's watched them grow and develop, as we all know, and potentially, yeah. So I think he can elevate this club forward. He doesn't rest on his laurels. He does show that inspiration, does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all know. He'd love the job at Manchester United on a full-time basis. Did Solskjaer, and he said it would be hard for him, to leave Manchester United, of course. But obviously now, he said it's unlikely that Man United will make any signings in his January window. He doesn't expect Manchester United to make any signings in his January window, but it's obviously confirmed that we have, I think, got that new Emran on the board, so that is potentially our first signing, under Solskjaer, and the first signing of this January transfer window. I think that has a potential, actually being confirmed as we all currently know. But there's vast improvements in the team since Solskjaer's coming. I think potentially Pogba's getting the freedom to express himself more. Pogba's been having a dig at Mourinho, saying we have a new structure now, and he said potentially Man United have undiscovered an identity under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as Big Pop has been explaining, throughout the media. But I think he's getting the freedom to express himself more. I think, the front men are getting, the freedom, to interchange closer together. As I said, I think, we're getting fullbacks out of the pitch. Defensively, we have improved, but we still all know that we do need a strong centre back. I think we need a defensive midfielder, that's fast and tenacious. As I said, I think the right hand side needs addressing as well, but because all majority of our attack is coming on the left. But the one area we do need to strengthen up is our central defensive area, as we all know. But I think we'll look very, very effective in the midfield when you've got Herrera, Matic and Pogba. We'll look very, very effective indeed. I think Martial's very, very good on the left-hand side because he creates that width very, very good on the left-hand side, with his pace and that. I think Rashford's very, very effective in the middle. I think Rashford, is mainly number 9, to be quite honest with you. He's been United player since the age of 7. He probably will play against Brighton, so he'll be making his 150th appearance for Manchester United at just the age of 21, as I currently said, which is very, very good indeed as well. And potentially, Jesse Lingard, looks very, very good on the right. But as I did say, I just don't see how Romelu Lukaku complements, our front line, to be quite honest with you. He can score goals. He's Premier League proven, as I currently said, he's Romelu Lukaku, as we all know. And he can score goals because he has proven it very, very well in the Premier League, as Romelu Lukaku. But potentially, he's slow. His first touch does concern me. And obviously, you've got, I just don't see how he complements our front line because you've got Rashford that's got pace and can press out the pitch. You've got Martial that's got pace who can press out the pitch. You've got Lingard that's got pace that can press out the pitch. Sanchez has even got pace himself, and he can press high up the pitch, as I said. But Sanchez is obviously likely to be in contention for the Brighton game, but he probably may not start from the start. He probably may come on as a substitute, as we all know. Alexis Sanchez, Martial will be definitely preferred option over Alexis Sanchez, as we all currently know. But Sanchez, it's confirmed he has been back in training, as we all currently know. But we still got to think about contract renewals, as we all know, because we've got a lot of players, coming to the end of the contracts. As I did say to you, I do think, players will be definitely leaving Manchester United, of course. I do think, Darmian's going to be leaving because obviously Luke Shaw's our first choice left back, and obviously Matteo Darmian obviously hardly played this season. There's been a few Italian teams interested in him. He's coming to an end of his contract. I do think Jones and Smalling will be gone next season, as well, because essentially Jones is good when he gets to run the games under his belt, but he's known for injuries, so I think Jones will be gone next season. I think Smalling, as I said, he'll be gone next season, to be quite fair. But yeah, that's my opinion on it. And potentially, it has confirmed that Solskjaer is now, the number 1 to get the job on a full-time basis at Manchester United, as it has confirmed. I think he's now Ed Woodward's number 1, that he's favourite now to get the job on a full-time basis at Manchester United, which is very, very good because Ed Woodward has praised him, for the work he has done at Manchester United so far. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I think he'd be the right man for the job. He knows everything about the club. He said he was going to give everybody the chances. He was talking about rotating the squad, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all know. But
I still think players will be going, as I just said. I also too think, there's been reports coming out, I think that Valencia will be leaving as well. He's another player I think who'll be leaving Manchester United, Antonio, because he's now 33 years of age. Obviously, he's been here 10 years, as we all know. Antonio Valencia. We haven't, signed him a contract extension at the moment in this moment in time, but he's been essential over the years, and he has been an important player over the years, and he has been here 10 years, as I said, and he's won everything here apart from the Champions League. But as I did confirm, he's hardly played this season. He's hardly featured because obviously Ashley Young is our first choice right back, but it's likely that Valencia probably will leave this summer. He'll leave Manchester United this summer, and he has made over 300 appearances for Manchester United as Antonio Valencia. But obviously Ashley Young is our first choice right back, as we all currently know. He's 33 years of age, as we all know now. Is Ashley Young as well, and he's been here a good 7-8 years at least as Ashley Young is, and he's made over 300 odd appearances as Ashley Young as well. But we've been in talks to sign him an extension on his contract. He's now 33. We've been in talks to sign Herrera a new contract. We've been in talks to sign Juan Mata a new contract term as well. So there's still a lot of players, coming to the end of the contracts at the club, as we all know. But we know potentially, there's obviously we've got a lot of players coming to end of the deals, and we do need to sort this out, as I currently said. But I also too, there's been talks, of David De Gea as well. He's potentially another player. Obviously we extended a 12-month contract extension on his current contract, so we extended it by a further 12 months. So he's under contract till 2020. But he has committed his long-term future in Manchester United as David De Gea. It has confirmed he has committed his long-term future with Manchester United. Reportedly, he wants to become one of the club's highest paid players if he is to commit to a new long-term deal at Manchester United. David De Gea, reportedly, I think he's demanding he wants at least around £300,000 a week, for him to sign a new deal. He's currently on £200,000 a week at the moment. He's £200,000 a week at the moment. He's David De Gea, but he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. He's been here since 2011, since Ferguson got him for, what was it, 17, 18 million at the time, progressing up the ranks of Atletico Madrid. As we all know, and potentially he's come here and he's won everything apart from the Champions League, of course, and he's made over 300 odd appearances. Nearly kept a century of clean sheets in the Premier League. He's won the Clubs Player of the Year 4 out of 5 seasons. He's won some Matt Busby Player of the Year, quite a few times as well as David De Gea. But he's happy at Manchester United. He loves it at Manchester United. But obviously he was discussing about wanting to win trophies and elevate at a high level. But now David De Gea, now we've got Solskjaer into the job, is confident, that we can get to that level where we're competing for silverware and competing with the likes of the big teams like City and Liverpool, as we all know. So I think he will be happy, to commit to a new long-term deal, David De Gea, as we all know. Potentially, reports have been coming out as well, about Marcus Rojo, as we all currently know, that's currently still injured, as I said. So reportedly, we know we've got a few potential targets, as we all know, but definitely, do need a strong central defender. There's been reports coming out saying that we are looking to sanction Marcus Rojo off. That will probably happen in the summer. To be quite honest with you, we will sanction Marcus Rojo off because he's had a difficult time, since he's come to Manchester United. To be quite fair, as Marcus Rojo, he's struggled to get a run of games behind him. He's had a lot of injury problems. He's struggled to keep fit. As I currently said, Marcus Rojo, and his versatility at the back is very, very good. But reportedly, we are looking to sanction him off, to make space, to get a new centre back in there. And reportedly said we're looking to sanction Marcus Rojo off to make, to part with Koulibaly, to make a move, for Koulibaly, because potentially he's our number one target. Is Koulibaly, as we all know, for Napoli, he's our number one target. Reportedly, according to Napoli president, they are not willing to do any business in this January window. But as I did say to you guys, Italian press were reporting that, Koulibaly is open to the move to Old Trafford. If any more offers come in, from us, he's willing to come because he's unsettled, now with Napoli. He's unhappy with Napoli. He's unhappy in Italy. Majority was the majority of it was due to this racial abuse, that he suffered back on Boxing Day, back in December last year. This racial abuse he suffered, and he's been in Italy now a number of years, and he dramatically, improved our defence line with Koulibaly, without a shadow of a doubt, because he adapts every his game very, very well. He's very, very good in the air. He's one of the best players in the world, in his current position, is Koulibaly. As we all currently know, but he's a great player. He'd be a good leader in our back line, and he'd complement Victor Lindelof and Bailly fantastically well. We know Lindelof's dramatically improved very, very well this season for us. Bailly has obviously been in and out of the team, and Eric Bailly's done, I think he's served now his 3-match suspension as Eric Bailly. But Koulibaly would be great for us. We know he would cost us in the excess of £100 million or more, and we've had 3 bids in the process so far turned down. The recent one was £95 million, as we all know, but it's probably a deal that will probably likely happen happen in the summer, as I currently said. But he's progressing up the ranks very, very well. He is age now 27. He's colour barley, and he's one of the best central defenders in Europe. Out there, he's the player. And potentially, it would be good for him to experience the Premier League. As I said, because he's never ever played in the Premier League colour barley. But he is 27 years of age, and he's a great, great central defender. And obviously, he has been our #1 target. But I just don't see us getting a deal over the line for him in this January window. He's still under contract with Napoli till 2023. Don't forget, as I said, and he has, Napoli only paid what £7 million for him from Genk, as we all know. And he actually began his youth career with Metz when he obviously, when he was younger in his prime, as I said. But he feels unhappy with Napoli, and I think he's keen on making the move to Old Trafford. We know potentially, other targets, that we have been linked to, that's been spoken about in the media. We've been linked to, Porto's Eden Militao, and he's 20 years of age. He's very, very young in his prime. He's Eden Militao, as we all know. He only joined Porto last summer. He's Brazilian, very, very young in his prime, so he has got a lot of years ahead of him to grow and develop more. His versatility is very, very good because he can play as a centre back, he can play as a defensive midfielder, and he can play as a fullback as well, Eden Militao. I think he's predominantly, a right back, to be quite honest with you. He's got 4 years left on his deal. He's got a 40-odd million release clause in it as Eden Militao. And he said United, Liverpool and Madrid have also, have expressed their interest in Eden Militao as well. He hasn't been our #1 target, but, we have been interested in him, as we all currently know. Also, too, who's been mentioned in the press as well, obviously, who we have been linked with as well, that Roma central defender Costas Manolas. We know that potentially, we've also, been linked with Costas Manolas as well, and he's been potentially mentioned in the press. He's a Roma central defender. I think he's a central defender for Roma. He's 27. He is Greek. I think he's quite tall, to be quite honest with you. Reportedly, he's got a 32 million release clause in his current deal, which I don't think can be activated until the summer. Raiola represents the player. Reportedly, the other week, he said reportedly Man United were working on this deal with Raiola to get Costas Manolas. He's nowhere near on the same players. He's nowhere near on the same calibre or same level as Koulibaly's or the Rafael Varane's or the Sergio Ramos's, the great top central defenders out there. I don't really know much about Costas Manolas, to be quite honest with you, or Manolas, or however you pronounce his name, but it says we have been interesting. But Koulibaly's very, very tall as well. Koulibaly's what, 6'5", is he? Or something like that. But I do think he actually does want to leave Napoli, does Koulibaly, to be quite honest with you. We know potentially we've also, Toby Alderweireld. He's been another potential Manchester United target, as we all know, as Alderweireld. Obviously, Tottenham have extended his current contract, till 2020, so he does have a 25 million, release clause for the summer. There's Alderweireld. I do have reservations about him. I do have strong reservations about him. I think he needs to adjust his game a little bit more, Alderweireld. Obviously we have been linked to him. Toby Alderweireld. He's Premier League proven, so he knows about the Premier League, and he can be a world-class central defender, and he is 29 years of age, Alderweireld, but potentially we have, previously, been linked with him as well. We know potentially, we have been linked with him as well, and we know that we've been linked with Inter Milan's Milan Skriniar, but Milan Skriniar now could be in jeopardy because potentially Inter Milan boss has confirmed that no team can afford Milan Skriniar. He is very, very young in his prime. He is 23 years of age, is Milan Skriniar, as we all currently know. He's 23 years of age, very young in his prime, 4 years younger than Koulibaly, as we all know, but reportedly his performances for Inter Milan have been impressive, Milan Skriniar's. He's been at Inter Milan, I think, since 2017. He's an ex-Sampdoria player. He's Slovakian. I think Inter Milan paid around £20 million, was it for him or something like that? I think he's still got 3 years left on his deal with Inter Milan, and I think he's rated at around 70 or is it £75 million. He's been potentially one of Ed Woodward's targets as Milan Skriniar, to be quite honest with you. But Manchester United have been linked with him, but that looks in doubt now as Luis Spello has confirmed Inter Milan, ruled out selling him because potentially the teams that have been linked to him, he said, the boss, nobody can afford Milan Skriniar, as that has been confirmed. We know potentially the rumours are still going on about Philippe Coutinho, and he's another potential player, that actually we have been linked with. Philippe Coutinho has been mentioned in the press. It's unlikely it will happen anyway. It's definitely unlikely that it will happen in this January transfer window. That will get a deal over the line. Philippe Coutinho. To be fair, it would be a great addition, to the squad. To be quite honest with you, because he's now at Barcelona. He's been at Barcelona a year. it's a year now because Barcelona got £142 million from Liverpool last January. He is the third most expensive player in world football, but he hasn't lived to expectation levels at Barcelona. I think if he feels unhappy with Barcelona, to be quite honest with you, there's Philippe Coutinho, because he hasn't made the impact at Barcelona, as he did do, when he was at Liverpool, because he had 5 great years with Liverpool. Don't forget, Philippe Coutinho, and he flourished very, very well with Liverpool. He grew and developed very, very well with Liverpool, but he hasn't done it since he's been at Barcelona, Philippe Coutinho, and he's obviously got a long contract. He's done 1 year of his contract with Barcelona as Philippe Coutinho. It did reportedly say that Manchester United have been in talks with Barcelona. Manchester United have also approached the players' representatives, but it's unlikely he will be leaving in this January window. But if this does persist and he keeps being unhappy at Barcelona and he's not getting the game time that he's demanding that he wants, which he hasn't been getting recently, the game time that he wants, so he has been lacking that game time, he may consider leaving Barcelona this summer, Philippe Coutinho, as I said. But he was a great player for Liverpool. He's still in his mid-20s. He's 26 years of age, as I said. He is Brazilian, as I said, and his versatility is very, very good, because I think his preferred position is an attacking midfield position. You can operate him as a second striker, and he can actually, play on each wing as well, can Philippe Coutinho, and he can provide assists. He can score goals, as he has proven. Coutinho, as I currently said, but he used to play under Mauricio Pochettino, obviously, when he actually was at Espanyol as well, Philippe Coutinho, when he was young in his prime, and he was on loan at Espanyol at the time when Pochettino was there, he played under him, and he actually, began his senior career, didn't he, with Inter Milan, and Liverpool paid £8.5 million for him, from Inter Milan, as we all know. But there has been talks that he has been potentially, linked with a move to Old Trafford, but potentially it would cost us in the region of probably over £100 million, to get Philippe Coutinho anyway. But he's obviously, being mentioned as we all know. He has been mentioned in the press as Philippe Coutinho, but I think potentially Solskjaer Solskjaer's brought the confidence back in the team. He's got the team more motivated, as I said, and he's restored. Solskjaer's restored the Sir Alex Ferguson's techniques, as we all know. And I think the team can become a replica under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And I think this team can become a replica of what the team did and achieved under Alex Ferguson for 27 odd years. As I said, of success. And we have been playing catch up for 5 seasons, as we all know. Since Ferguson, we've had 3 managers, all being sacked, as we all know. But now Solskjaer's coming. It's looking likely he's going to dramatically turn things around. He's brought positivity back to the players. The players all believe in Solskjaer. The players want to play under Solskjaer. All the fans are very, very happy as well. So the glory days are returning to Manchester United, as I currently said. But yeah, as I was saying, Fellani is out to 3 or 4 weeks with a calf injury, as it has confirmed. So potentially now Scott McTominay is likely he will be staying at Manchester United for this month. Scott McTominay, because potentially has been linked with a loan move to Celtic. Reportedly, it says Celtic potentially, have a potentially, being interested in McTominay, because he's hardly played this season. But there again, Andres Pereira has hardly played this season, for us. As I said, Andres Pereira, has hardly played for us. So, yeah, so potentially Fellani's out for 3 or 4 weeks. As it currently has confirmed, as he updated you earlier on, didn't I give you a bit of update on Arsenal's news, and I give you a bit of an update on Chelsea's news of what was going on. So potentially with the Arsenal news, as I have been potentially updating you on that. Potentially, it's been coming out in the press today that obviously Umar has confirmed that Arsenal can only make loan signings in this January window, as he has confirmed. So he's ruled out making any permanent moves. As Umar, it did say he's not thinking about Mesut Ozil leaving Arsenal, as he did confirm. It did say he wanted to sell Mesut Ozil, to raise some funds into Arsenal Football Club, because obviously it's been made clear that Arsenal have not been getting the right amount of money, to spend on players they currently want at the club. They didn't get it under Wenger. So far, they haven't got it under Umrenme, and I don't think they've backed Umrenme enough, at this moment in time. And I think, they got 5 players last summer, and I think, to be fair, Torreira's good for them. I think Aubameyang and Lacazette in that front line are a fantastic partnership for Arsenal. Lead the lines, the score goals, as I said, they were Aubameyang and Lacazette. So there were 2 good signings, to be quite fair, from an Arsenal perspective, there were 2 good signings. But obviously, Umrenme has confirmed he wants a winger, and he wants a central defender. They are the 2 key areas he wants to strengthen up in the Arsenal team, because Arsenal still got injury problems. Obviously, players are going to be leaving Arsenal, as I said, and obviously their objective this season, just like ours and just like Chelsea's, is to get in that top 4 position. Well, Chelsea still could potentially get 3rd, but Arsenal want to get top 4 to get Champions League next season because they're in the Emmerdale Cup at the moment, and they will want to get in Champions League next season to invest more money to attract players' interest. As we all know, because Stan Kroenke is not invested any money into the club whatsoever. So Arsenal fans are obviously unhappy about this, as I currently said. But there's been reports coming out today that reportedly regarding Denis Suarez, that potentially he's one of the players that Arsenal have been heavily linked with. I think it's Arsenal's number one target. Obviously, they've confirmed they will be inquiring about loanings because Umeme confirmed they can't afford. Umeme confirmed they can only afford loan signings in this January transfer window, as we all know. But positive news has come out for these Arsenal fans today that reportedly, they have been heavily linked with Denis Suarez. Reportedly, Arsenal have agreed to pay his loan fee and pay the permanent fee, at the end of the season. Reportedly. So reportedly, Arsenal, I think now have come to an agreement, with Barcelona over this. Denis Suarez has made it clear that he does want to play for Arsenal and he does want to reunite with Emery, as we all know. So Barcelona at one point were playing hardball, but now Barcelona seem to have softened the stance, as I said. But Denis Suarez's girlfriend has come out in the press today and confirmed on Instagram that he will be signing for Arsenal. His girlfriend has currently confirmed it because Denis Suarez does want to play for Arsenal, as he has confirmed, but reportedly Barcelona still want to sign Denis Suarez a new contract before he actually, goes to the Emirates, as we all know. But from an Arsenal's perspective, they'll have to hope that he fits in the team very, very well, and Denis Suarez hits the ground running, as we all know. And they'd have to think about where his favourite position would be in the team. Will he complement Arsenal's team? Because he's versatile. He can play on the left, he can play on the right, he can play centrally. He is 25 years of age. Don't forget, he's Denis Suarez, so he has still got a lot of years ahead of him, as we all currently know, to grow and develop under Emery. And do you think he will grow and develop under Emery? But we know Arsenal have been in talks with Barcelona. Arsenal have approached Denis Suarez's representatives. Denis Suarez's representatives have been trying to get him a move to the Emirates, but Barcelona president had been in negotiations with Arsenal, and potentially the president of Barcelona promised Denis Suarez a move to Arsenal this month, as it has confirmed. His current contract ends with Barcelona in 2020. As we all know. But obviously, remember, he's worked with him, he knows him. He worked with him when he was on loan at Sevilla, Denis Suarez, as we all know. But reportedly, Arsenal are going to pay a loan fee for him, until the end of the season, which I think the loan fee is going to be about, is it 2 million or something like that, 2 million or just under 2 million, and then Arsenal will probably then pay to make the deal permanent at the end of the season, probably around just under £20 million to make the deal permanent at the end of the season. That's reported in the Metro. So reportedly, Arsenal pay 2 million for the fee, and then to make the deal permanent in the summer, they will pay just under £20 million to make the deal permanent in the summer. So really, it's not that much, for a player like Denis Suarez. I don't know if he's really that good. People were talking about he was good when he was a lot younger in his prime, to be quite honest. He actually began his youth career with Manchester City, did Denis Suarez, believe it or not, when he was a lot younger in his prime. But yeah, he's been potentially one of Arsenal's targets, so that's looking like that could happen. Obviously, there's been reports coming out today in the media as well from the Italian press that reportedly Arsenal have been interested in Herivan Lozano, the currently, this PSV winger. He's commonly known as Chucky. Reportedly, this Herivan Lozano. Reportedly, it says that Arsenal have reportedly been interested in him. I think Napoli too have also been interested in Herivan Lozano, and he's a winger, and that's one of the areas Umeme wants to strengthen up. He's a wing position, as we all currently know. But Herivan Lozano, reportedly he's 23, so he's still very, very young in his prime. Is this Herivan Lozano? As I said, he can play on each flank, so he can play on each wing, so I think he's versatile. He's a player, he's commonly known as Chucky. Reportedly his performances for Mexico were very, very good in last summer's World Cup as well, and he's 23 years of age. Raiola represents him, and it did come out a couple of weeks ago that Chelsea were interested in him. It did say Chelsea were preparing to put a £36 million bid in, but Raiola, who currently represents Herivan Lozano, confirmed he will not be leaving PSV this month, so it's unlikely he will be leaving PSV this month anywhere, so it's probably a deal that may happen this summer. But the Italian press have reported that Arsenal have been interested in him. As I currently said, it would be good for him to experience the Premier League, and he's only 23 years of age, and reportedly his performances for PSV have been very, very impressive. He's got a very, very impressive Eredivisie record reportedly since he has been at PSV, this player. So reportedly he's a very, very good, young player. Reportedly got some good physical attributes, can score goals as well, can, provide assists, can this Herivan Lozano, and he's only very, very young in his prime as well. So there has been potentially, talks about that. Potentially, we know that potentially, Umremre has been coming out saying he wants to sanction Mesut Ozil off, as I did say earlier. He's not thinking about, Mesut Ozil, about him leaving him, as I said. But reportedly, Arsenal have identified a replacement, for Mesut Ozil, as it has been, reported in the last couple of days in the press. They have reportedly targeted James Rodriguez, so potentially James Rodriguez has been mentioned in the press. 27-year-old Colombian. Obviously, Bayern Munich. He's out at Bayern Munich now. He signed a two-year loan deal with Bayern Munich. He's only currently got 6 months left on his loan with Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich do have the option to make the deal permanent in the summer, for James Rodriguez. But reportedly, it did say reports were coming out suggesting that Arsenal could just get him for £3 million. James Rodriguez, reportedly, that's what it had confirmed in the media, as I currently said. But yeah, potentially they have reportedly, been interested in James Rodriguez, because as I said, Ozil's future is uncertain because he's been in and out of the team this season. He's failed to adapt himself under Umremre. He's had a few injury problems, as I said, and he hasn't been potentially himself, this season, Ozil. He has missed quite a lot of key games, for Arsenal this season. And Arsenal have got average players on big contracts. He is on £350,000 a week, he's Ozil, so potentially he is the highest paid player at Arsenal Football Club, is Mesut Ozil. But I think potentially the latest team, I think the only team I'd known being interested in so far is Inter Milan. They are the team that have been interested in Mesut Ozil. I think it did actually, mention Juventus as well in the media. As he currently said, but whether he stays or goes or not, I do not currently know. But he's probably in contention to play against Chelsea tomorrow. Is Mesut Ozil, as that has confirmed. But potentially, yeah, we know also too, Arsenal have also been linked with Yannick Carrasco. So potentially Yannick Carrasco has been mentioned in the pressers. Yannick Carrasco's wife has potentially, confirmed that, potentially wants to make the move to Europe. But due to currently Yannick Carrasco's wages, Arsenal reportedly, it may be a problem, due to Yannick Carrasco's wage, it may be a problem Arsenal making a move, for the pursuit of the player. Even though it did come out in the press the other week, he was willing to accept a prize cut, and a prize cut deal was the player, to potentially maybe make a move to the Emirates Stadium, because he does want to come to play to Europe. It did say my club United were interested in him. It did say AC Milan and my club Manchester United, were interested in him. He's 25. He is Belgium. He is a winger. Is this Yannick Carrasco? And reportedly he can score goals, and he can provide assist. Can this Yannick Carrasco? He's only been in China now. What is it? A year? Nearly a year, something like that. And he's on about £170,000 a week, and his annual year is about 8.8 million. And potentially Arsenal definitely cannot afford him. The only way they'd be able to get him is to inquire about getting him on loan and rely on the player accepting a price cut, for him to potentially, join Arsenal. But, reportedly, when he was at Atletico Madrid, he had two good years there. Was it 2.5 years he was there? He scored in the Champions League final there. I think he made 124 appearances there and scored 23 goals, did the player. He began his senior career with Monaco, as we all know, and I think he scored 20 goals in 105 professional games, with Monaco as well. So he is a proven goal scorer. He can provide assists, as he has been proven so far in China, this season. But Yannick Carrasco definitely does want to make the move, as he has confirmed. Yannick Carrasco definitely does want to make the move. That has been made clear. So potentially, yeah, Aaron Ramsey's going to be definitely leaving. He's completed his Juventus medical now, so it's likely Aaron Ramsey is going to be joining in the summer on a free transfer. If Juventus could maybe still potentially get him in this January transfer window, potentially, unless Arsenal probably would recommend a fee from Juventus if Juventus were to get him in this January window. But he has initially agreed to join Juventus on a free transfer in this summer, because potentially Aaron Ramsey has signed a pre-contract agreement deal. It's a 5-year deal with 36 million. For 36 million, £140,000 a week, and about 7 points sum a season. So potentially he's going to be the second highest paid player at Juventus, is Aaron Ramsey. As it has confirmed, he's going to be the second highest paid player, just behind Cristiano Ronaldo, is Aaron Ramsey. But he's been a good servant for Arsenal over the years, he has completed his medical now, as Aaron Ramsey, and I think he's looking forward to going to Juventus. But he's served good 10 years at Arsenal, as we all know, scored loads of goals, made loads and loads of appearances for Arsenal, as I said, and he's been at Arsenal 10 years, as Aaron Ramsey, and I think, Arsenal have given him a good standing ovation. He is a very, very good box-to-box midfielder, is Ramsey, as we all know. I think it potentially, will be made official, in February, about Aaron Ramsey. as we all currently know. But there has been potentially, so potentially he's going to be joining Juventus, probably likely to be in the summer when his current contract expires. To be quite honest with you, he's won 3 FA Cups with Arsenal. Scored in 2 of the finals as well. So yeah, it's likely, Fellani is going to be leaving the club. Aaron Ramsey, sorry, is going to be leaving the club. Probably it will be in the summer, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, that's mainly Arsenal's news to update you. Then, as he updated you earlier on, with the Chelsea's news, as they have been updating you on a regular basis about Chelsea. Obviously, Sarri wants to strengthen his squad up because I did say he could see quite a few players leave. I did say David Luiz's contract is up in the summer. Gary Cahill's likely is going to be leaving. Chelsea's still in the market, for the replacement for Cesc Fabregas, as we all currently know. But obviously, the press have been confirming today, confirmed the other day actually, that Chelsea have completed the signing of Gonzalo Higuain, and I think he'll make a dramatic impact, for Chelsea. To be quite honest with you, I think he'll lead the lines, and I think he'll score them goals, to be quite honest with you. And I do really do think he'll score them goals. And Chelsea are good at creating chances. They're good at holding on to the ball. They are good at creating chances, but they just haven't been scoring enough goals this season. And this is due to Morata, because Morata is going to be going now. Definitely, I think Morata's going to be going. It's looking like Atletico Madrid are the favourites to get Morata. Now, Morata, he's rubbish for Chelsea, and he's failed to emulate, what he did at Real Madrid, where he spent the most of his playing career at Real Madrid, and he had 2 good years in Italy with Juventus as well, and he hasn't met the expectation levels at Stamford Bridge as, Chelsea fans would have thought, to be quite honest with you. To be quite fair, at the time, I'd have preferred Morata, at the time over Romelu Lukaku, to be quite fair, but he hasn't progressed at all at Chelsea, Alvaro Morata, as we all know. This season, he's cost Chelsea about at least 10 points this season, where some of the chances he's currently missed, so he has missed a lot of chances with Chelsea. He still can score goals, he still has got pace, but he just hasn't done it for Chelsea this season, because he's no longer Sarri's number 1 choice, as we all know. He's fallen down the pecking order at Stamford Bridge, as Alvaro Morata, as we all know. But it's looking like Morata now is going to be going to Atletico Madrid, and I know a host of clubs have been interested, such as Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and Sevilla and AC Milan. Sevilla obviously have dropped their interest due to, he's confirmed the Sevilla director that Chelsea's financial demands are impossible to meet, so Sevilla have dropped their interest in Morata now. So it's looking like Atletico Madrid are going to get him. Morata does want to make the move to Atletico Madrid, because that's actually his boyhood club. He actually, began his youth career with Atletico Madrid, did Alvaro Morata, as we all know. I don't know how this is going to work out, to be quite honest with you, but reportedly, the Spanish expert has come out in the media, and he suggested that reportedly Morata has agreed to join Atletico Madrid. Reportedly, reportedly Morata, he said, Spanish expert said Morata has reached a personal agreement to join Atletico Madrid. I think Chelsea demand that they want around 45 million for him. I think Chelsea may be keen on getting him off on a permanent deal rather than a loan deal. Maybe Atletico Madrid may inquire about getting him on loan and then making the deal permanent in the summer, reportedly, or something like that. But Atletico Madrid maybe have to offload one of their players, and likely to leave Atletico Madrid is Klasnic or Gelson Martins, reportedly, according to the media, as we all currently know. But maybe his wage could be a problem, for Atletico Madrid. Currently that is on about £8 or £9 million per season. But reportedly, Morata's come out saying he's willing to take a price cut, to join Atletico Madrid, reportedly. But potentially Chelsea, this is a good signing for Chelsea, this Gonzalo Higuain, because Chelsea definitely need a striker that we're going to score them goals, that we're going to lead the lines, and I think Higuain will do very, very well, because obviously he knows Sarri very, very well. He used to work with Sarri, when he was at Napoli, when obviously he was young in his prime, Gonzalo Higuain, as we all currently know, but I think he'll do very, very well. He'll score them goals. People say he may become a flop because he didn't do so well when he was on loan at AC Milan. It doesn't mean he isn't going to do well at Chelsea because he didn't do well at AC Milan. But reportedly Chelsea have obviously confirmed the loan signing of him. They've got him on loan for 6 months until the end of the season. Sanchez, that is confirmed. Then Chelsea may make the deal permanent in the summer for around £32 million or something like that, which potentially that would cost Chelsea. Or reports are coming out saying that this loan could be extended by a further year, depending on the appearances and the goals or something like that. He makes whilst he's at Stamford Bridge on his 6-month loan, as we all currently know. But it's good for him to experience the Premier League, as I said. Chelsea are keen on starting him against Arsenal tomorrow, so they're wanting to make his Premier League debut in his first Premier League match. But this is unlikely this will happen now, because reportedly he Chelsea have missed the deadline or something like that reportedly, so it's unlikely probably now he'll feature against Arsenal, so he could potentially make his debut against Tottenham in the Carabao Cup, could Gonzalo Higuain as well, but he's a proven prolific goal scorer. I know the Chelsea directors and the Chelsea board, have reservations about it considering that he's 30 odd. Chelsea have got a really good transfer policy, as we all know, but obviously they've got a strict policy of only giving players contract, giving players 12-month, 1 year contract to players of the age of 30 odd, as I currently said. But yeah, he'll do very well for Chelsea, as I said, and then probably Chelsea will potentially make the deal permanent in the summer, as I said. And this means now Eden Hazard will potentially probably go back on the left hand side because he's been mainly playing in the false number 9 position, this season in the Premier League. As I said to you, probably go back to his preferred position with Eden Hazard. But Gonzalo Higuain will do well. He was very good when he was younger in his prime. He had 6 good years with Real Madrid, and he had 3 fantastic years with Napoli, broke the Serie A record, and he had 2 good years with Juventus as well. Did Gonzalo Higuain, and didn't make an impact, whilst he was at AC Milan on loan. But obviously, I do think he'll do very well with Chelsea. In my opinion, Higuain, but I think it has been officially confirmed, to be quite honest with you, that Gonzalo Higuain is going to Chelsea on loan. Morata is looking likely he's going to be going to Atletico Madrid, but obviously Chelsea needed a striker, such as my club United don't need a striker. We desperately need a central defender. Arsenal don't need a striker because they've got Aubameyang and Lacazette, who are a fantastic partnership in their front line, so they wouldn't need Gonzalo Higuain in their team. We don't need Gonzalo Higuain in our team. But a team like Chelsea, who need to score more goals and put the ball in the back of the net, they needed a player like Gonzalo Higuain did Chelsea. And, a majority of Chelsea fans will be happy about it. Sarri will be happy about it because it was potentially, his number 1 target, to get in at Stamford Bridge, as he currently said. So, yeah, Chelsea, will be very happy about it, as he currently said. I've already updated you, haven't I, about the Leandro Paredes, as I currently know for Chelsea, as we all know. Well, potentially Chelsea are looking for a replacement for Cesc Fabregas, in their midfield. And Leandro Paredes has been mentioned, as I currently said. He's 24 years of age. He's a Zenit St. Petersburg midfielder. I think he has confirmed, that he does want to leave Russia, does Leandro Paredes, as we all currently know. He's Argentinian, as we all know. So he could be, with his teammate in the Chelsea squad, because obviously Gonzalo Higuain is Argentinian teammate, because Gonzalo Higuain is also Argentinian, as we all know. But Leandro Paredes, as I said, reportedly Chelsea have agreed personal terms for the player. Reportedly a contract has been agreed. He said reportedly Chelsea are willing to give him an £80,000 a week, £80,000 a week contract, offer him a 4.5-year deal, and I think the annual a year is about 4.5 million reportedly. Chelsea have not come to an agreement with a fee yet with Zenit St. Petersburg. Chelsea have been in heavy negotiations with Zenit St. Petersburg over this, as we all know. I think Zenit St. Petersburg are recommending that they want around 36 million for him. Chelsea have so far had one bid turned down. I think they've come up with a new bid of just over £30 million in the region, as we all know. But he's 24. He has got a lot of years ahead of him. So do you think he'll grow and develop under Sarri as well? So it's likely Chelsea will get a deal over the line for this Leandro Paredes. I think he was keen on and going back to Boca Juniors, where that was actually his boyhood club, was Leandro Paredes, as we all currently know. But it's looking likely, Chelsea probably, are going to get a deal over the line for him as well. So Chelsea are having a good January transfer window so far, as we all know. Currently haven't signed anybody yet. Well, I think we have signed that new amendment, so that 16-year-old, that Eamon Junster, so we can potentially, count him. Arsenal so far obviously are not getting any permanent signings in this January window. According to Emre, they can only afford loan signings. It's unlikely Tottenham are going to make any signings in this January window as well. Their transfer policy is absolutely atrocious. They've already spent £50 million since 2014 of Tottenham, as we all know. Probably Liverpool definitely won't be making any signings in this window either. So so potentially Chelsea are doing very good business in this January transfer window, as we all currently know. So that's mainly everything to update you. But the main part of this video is to update you that Marouane Fellaini is out for 3 to 4 weeks with a calf injury. So he could be out with up to a month, as I currently said. So anyway, drop your comments below. We'll be back soon with some more live videos. So take care. God bless, guys.